right, we will start off with Michael Grady with Yes Network.
Hey, James, welcome to Brooklyn. What is this, fresh opportunity? What does it represent? What does it mean to you?
It means a lot. Just coming for 8 years in Houston, and then having a fresh start with some unbelievable talent, and obviously the coaching staff, the front office, from top to bottom. The welcome has been amazing. So it's a fresh start for me to go out there and ultimately have a chance to compete at a title.
Bruce Beck, NBC New York.
Hey, James, what's your message to Nets fans on what kind of player and what kind of teammate they're getting?
An elite player, an elite teammate, an elite leader, and just a guy that's willing to do whatever it takes to rack up as many wins as we can. Sacrifice.
Brian Lewis, New York Post.
Hey, James. Welcome. Following up on that, you've proven yourself to be an elite player, and KD's an elite player, Kyrie's an elite player. All you guys have had the ball in your hands and been asked to make big shots. I'm curious how the three of you make sure that you guys come together and keep the main thing, and find a way to gel for the greater good.
Chemistry, sacrifice, and like you said, we're all elite. So depending on the game, depending on what's going on throughout the course of the game, that's going to determine who gets the ball and who makes the plays. We're all unselfish. We're all willing passers, and we play basketball the right way, and that's all that matters.
Otis Livingston, CBS New York.
Hey, James, welcome to Brooklyn. From your post-game comments after the Lakers lost to what your teammates were saying about you as far as being disrespectful, and also you being held out of practice until a trade was made, it got pretty ugly at the end of your tenure in Houston. Is there any part of you that regrets the way that it ended?
I wasn't disrespectful to anyone. Those guys had just got there, Houston. I've been there for a very long time. I've been through all the ups and downs, with that organization. And I wasn't disrespectful towards anyone. I just made a comment, that the team as a whole wasn't good enough to compete for a title. And, at the stage of my career, right where I am now, that's what I would love, And so I wasn't trying to be disrespectful to anybody, especially not to the organization. And like I said, I'm excited to be here in Brooklyn, and excited for a new start.
But do you regret the way it ended, though? It's a place that you loved and you had so many highlights.
Yeah, I regret because I'm not the type of guy to, I don't need the attention, especially the negative energy, the negative attention. Like, I've never been that guy. So there were some things I felt like out of my character, but the ultimate goal was to get somewhere, where I can compete. And here I am in Brooklyn. I have nothing but love and respect for that organization, that city, and everything that they've done for me and my family. Much respect.
Malika Andrews, ESPN.
Hi, James. Welcome. Sean Marks said yesterday that in large part because you are pretty much going to be thrown into the fire here, Brooklyn has a schedule where they don't practice a whole lot. He's hoping that you will lean a lot on your previous relationship with Kevin Durant. What communication had you had with him in the days leading up to this, and how much do you think that that's going to play a piece, that previous relationship with both him and Jeff Green?
That's a pretty special piece to lean on. I think me just loving the game of basketball, and having so much talent around me makes it easier. Obviously having conversation with Steve and Mike and the entire coaching staff, and then even the players today, I'm more confident because the things that they do offensively and defensively are similar to what I've been used to in Houston. So just going out there and being me, and making the game easier for obviously Kevin and when Kai comes back, but our bigs, our shooters, and just being myself. And that's the most important thing.
Greg Logan, Newsday.
Hi, James. Welcome to Brooklyn. I'd just like to drill down a little bit on your thought process, even before training camp, making the decision to ask for the trade from the Rockets to the Nets. How did you arrive at that? And was there conversation between you and KD and Kyrie when you guys worked out in Los Angeles prior to the season? You know, how far back does this go?
As far as with Houston, just wanted to, after the bubble, after that loss, just wanted to reevaluate my career and the team and the direction that the organization was going. And then you look from top to bottom, from the general manager leaving to Mike D'Antoni leaving, to reevaluating our personnel and see if we had enough to compete with the best teams in this league. And as time went on and free agency and things like that started to go on, it was like, well, I felt like we didn't have a chance, and so, as much as I love the city of Houston, love being there, I think at the point in my career, it's not about money, it's not about anything else but having a chance at reaching the ultimate goal. It's to winning at the highest level, so that's where that came into play. Um, it didn't go as smooth as I would love it to go, but I think both sides are happy.
Christian Winfield, New York Daily News.
Hey, James. First and foremost, welcome to Brooklyn.
Thank you.
I guess you would know better than any of us in this room that, winning a championship is not easy, right? There's 30 teams, of those 30, maybe 5 or 6 have real chances to win it. You've
Correct.
been part of those 5 or 6 for God knows how long since you've been in Houston. You've had multiple runs deep. You've had it with different players from Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, Melo, Dwight. I'm just curious as to what gives you the confidence that this time around will be different and that this group can get it done.
Obviously you got Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving on the team. And then surrounded by those guys, you have really good pieces in DeAndre, Jeff, shooters, and Joe, Landry. You just look at this entire roster and it's built for any style of basketball you want. And then the coaching staff who, knows the game of basketball at a high level. You just add that all together and it's like, that's a legit chance right there. It was a no-brainer for me.
Rachel Nichols, ESPN.
Hey, James. Obviously, so many great players go without winning a title. There's guys in the Hall of Fame without winning a title. But how about you? How do you see your career in terms of how important it is to actually win that title, to complete what you want to do in basketball?
It's not a guarantee that me coming to Brooklyn is, guaranteeing the title, Rachel. But I think for me, giving myself a chance is very, very important. At younger, giving myself a chance, but wanting to get paid and wanting to take care of my family was very, very important to me.